Hello, and welcome back to LEGO Custom Reviews. Last week and the week before, we did some Daredevil and Bullseye figures, which were, well, pretty bad. So I figured today I'd wash out the bad taste in my mouth from those figures with a hopefully much better figure. Today we're going to be reviewing custom LEGO Moon Knight. Also, tell me what you think in the comments about my new aspect ratio. I'm trying to make the video seem a bit more professional. Thank you. So, let's begin. Now, right off the bat, this Moon Knight figure is very detailed. You've got full chest printing, full leg printing, full arm printing on both arms. We even have side of the chest printing, which is pretty uncommon. Now, you also have back of the leg printing and back of the chest printing. So really, you've got printing on every part of this figure to make sure it's as detailed as possible. Now, I think on the chest, hold on a moment. So, on the chest, it mostly works, but it does, at a point, seem a bit overdone. So, you can see, all the little lines here. Every little spot is it's very lined, and it doesn't give you as much space to really see the kind of bandages that it's representing. Because as it kind of represents the Egyptian bandages that kind of go throughout Moon Knight's suit in a very Egyptian way. It does all of them to be as accurate as possible, but in doing so, it does make it a bit too much, where it's kind of hard to see some parts of the chest because they're being overdone. I don't think the same can be said for the legs, which don't have as many important symbols, so it's not as big a deal to keep them as as clear to see. The legs here, the detailing really works out. And same goes for the back of the legs. And for the back of the chest here. Now, the back of the chest, bandage-wise, it's interesting because it doesn't go with as neat a pattern as the front, which I think really works to the favor of the figure. Makes it seem a lot more unique and better. Now, the arm printing, I would say, has the same problem as the chest printing, with it being a bit overly detailed. Because it tries to show the little moon in the arm, but you can't really see it with all the bandages surrounding it. Now, the side of the chest printing, I would say how it is with the legs, the back of the chest, and the back of the legs, where there's nothing important, so it doesn't feel over-detailed. It feels like it really works. But, now let's talk about the head. So, the head on this figure is quite good. It has some of the bandages it has the eye section of the mask and the bandages both below and over it. So it feels like what it's meant to be. Now, give me a moment. The helmet here has both the bottom bandages and the hood. What it feels like is meant to be with this face is that it could still work equally well if you just had the hood and not the bottom bandages, which I feel is the intent of the face, and I think the face works well with that. Though granted, I haven't seen it without the bottom bandage, with the headpiece on, except for the bottom bandages, so I can't say with complete certainty how that would look. But while we're on the topic of that headpiece, so this headpiece is a custom print. It's really good in the way it does the bandages in a very detailed way, but not overly detailed with extra lining. It just does them with kind of like indents to show the wrinkles in the bandages. The eye holes of the mask match the figure extraordinarily well, way better than most other customs I've seen, where there's like kind of spots that have to match up together well to work. And the moon symbol on the top seems very good. So I'm gonna now go to the other two custom pieces. So it's got a custom cape. Now, Lego uses like different kinds of things for their capes, but they don't use hard plastic, which my opinions vary on. I think using the plastic is able to using like hard plastic for the capes is able to get it in like a good position where it like looks cool and fits on the figure well, where it sometimes doesn't really seem that with Lego, where the actual capes kind of just don't seem to like work in the context of like different sidings and stuff. But I think there's also the detriment of you can't really change the way it looks. So you can't really, like, an example is a cloak, is like, more like felt cape piece. You can kind of have it like going up to make it look like the character is falling down or something. And you can't really do that here. But just kind of as an example. Now I would say the molding of this is very good. You can see how at the top here it kind of has it molded down to look like it connects with the hood, which really does fit when the hood and the cape are connected on the figure. Really kind of feels kind of like, and while you can see a clear difference as they are separate pieces, it does fully feel like they kind of mesh together, like they're made to go together, which is just a great thing on a custom figure. And finally, the last custom printed piece is it came with two of his like moonerangs. I don't remember what they're called, but like Moon Knight's essentially Marvel's Batman, so I'm calling these moonerangs. Now, these are pretty good. They're well designed. The only problem I'd have, and this is really unavoidable in a way of getting it so that Moon Knight can hold them and they can look right with the blades, is that it seems way too tall. But the thing about it, I gotta give credit to the designers, because there's really no way around that would look right at all. So I still think this is really good. Now, so when it comes down to it, you can tell this isn't an official Lego figure, but not for some of the usual ways. You can tell this isn't because it's too well done. Lego wouldn't do something that's this good. Not even in like a minifigure series. They wouldn't. Yeah, there's just like too much effort into this that it feels better. What I'm saying is, it looks even better than any other any real Lego Marvel figures. I would give it a 5 out of 5 review. And it cost me. It doesn't cost me the usual $1. It cost me $5, but still, for $5, this is definitely a worthwhile buy. So, very happy I got it. And please do not forget to like and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching.